live from Santa Barbara, California, the great campus of UC Santa Barbara. This is Big West Baseball here on ESPN+. It's a Friday night, and this is Game 2 of this 3-game set between the visiting Bakersfield Roadrunners and the home side, the UC Santa Barbara Gauchos. Gauchos playing for a bid in the Big West tournament today with a win, and Bakersfield trying to finish out their season on a high note and even the series. Here's the Big West standings coming into play today. Second to last day, technically, in Big West Conference play. Hawaii and UCSD will play their third game of that series on Sunday. It'll be the only game that takes place on Sunday. Everyone else will finish up on Saturday. But Irvine losing yesterday, now 2 games up on Cal Poly, but UCI already secured the regular season title. Fullerton in third place at 18-10. Then it's the Gauchos at 15-13, along with Hawaii. UCSD at 14-14, and then Long Beach State at 15-15. So I think pretty sure that Long Beach has been eliminated from tournament contention with the Gauchos winning and Hawaii winning, unless disaster strikes. But those are your standings. Yesterday it was a 5-4 win for the Gauchos. It started on the mound with Jackson Flora, who went 5 1/3, struck out 11 batters, and to his 6th win of the season. Big blemish on his scorecard was this homer the opposite way by Matt Dobson, his first of the season, that gave Bakersfield a 1-0 lead in the second inning. Gauchos scored 2 in the third, 2 in the fourth, and 1 in the fifth. And Cole Triba, 3 2/3 innings of relief, got the save. And this was the last pitch of the ball game. It was ruled a hit by pitch on the field to Evan Cloyd on a 2-strike offering with 2 outs in the 9th. And upon review, it was overturned, and Cloyd was ruled that he stuck his elbow out, and that ended the ball game, and UCSB secured the win to go to 15-13, 35-16 overall. With a win today, Gauchos will also go 20 games over 500 on the season. So it was a close win. Gauchos built a 5-1 lead, but Bakersfield, with runs in the 6th, 8th, and 9th, made it interesting down the stretch. As we welcome in our broadcast partner, my broadcast partner. If I haven't introduced myself already, my name's Kevin Cannon, and here is Bob Bronsma joining us on the broadcast as usual today. And it was a close win for the Gauchos yesterday after scoring a bunch of runs against LMU last week. And you got Tyler Bremner, who was perfect through 5 last week, taking the hill today in Game 2. What do you expect from the Gauchos today?
Well, we talked yesterday about the number of strikeouts, right? The Gauchos had 17 strikeouts yesterday. Bakersfield is prone to the strikeout. And Bremner, who has had 61 strikeouts in his last 36 1/3 innings. It's another matchup of potential strikeouts for the Gauchos. But the Gauchos have not fared well in the games that Tyler has started in Big West. I think that's going to be righted today.
Yeah, it's kind of shocking looking at Tyler's statistics in his game log from the season, because Gauchos have lost 6 of his last 8 starts. But back in the win column last week in that 12-1 win over Loyola Marymount, and all the scouts are here to see Tyler. He'll be opposed by Ryan King, who's making his 13th start of the season, a 4.76 ERA, a redshirt freshman for Bakersfield. Another big, tall right-hander to go up against the Gauchos. So 2 guys who are used to pitching on the weekends, and Bremner, who is pitching well despite the results of the last few weeks. He has struck out 10 or more batters in 5 of his last 6 outings, and he is now the all-time strikeout leader in Gaucho baseball history. 282 strikeouts is his current tally. He passed Daniel Gabaitis in his start last weekend. So Bremner, the record holder. We also have another record holder, Latrell McCollum, with a on-base streak. And, of course, Coach Chagatz, he passed Bob Bronson in the win column a couple of weeks ago as well. But Bremner, with that start last week against LMU, was the Big West Pitcher of the Week. Those are his numbers on the season. Just 4-4. With a couple more strikeouts, he will tally 100 or more strikeouts for the second time in his career. So Bremner gets the ball today against Ryan King. Only game going on right now will be this game. Everybody else starts at the same time as they did yesterday. Long Beach State, Oregon State at 5:35. And then it's Northridge and Davis, Fullerton and Irvine, Riverside and Poly at 6 o'clock. And the nightcap, UC San Diego will try and keep their season going. They need to win to stay alive against Hawaii on the islands. Here come the Gauchos. We'll take a break, come back with the starting lineups and the first pitch here on ESPN+. It's Gauchos and the Roadrunners. Game 2 coming up next. Kevin Ken and Bob Bronsma back here at Cesar Wasaka Stadium as we get set for Game 2 between the Runners and the Gauchos. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. First for the visiting Roadrunners under first-year head coach Jordan Banfield. Tyrese Johnson at the top in right field. Then it's Evan Cloyd at first, Brock Pereira the DH, Matt Dobson at second. Nick Mascaro in center field. Elgin Bennett gets a start in left. Elijah Palayo is the shortstop. He bats seventh. Noah Alvarez at third hits eighth. And then Tyler Leroy, the catcher, bats ninth. Let's take a look at the defense for the Gauchos. Behind Tyler Bremner, Kosciuszko in left, Kelly in center, McCollum in right. Then it's Esker, Nunez, Mendez, and Holman on the infield with Nate Vargas behind the plate for UC Santa Barbara. And here is their All-American starter, Tyler Bremner, career record holder in strikeouts with 98 on the season, 282 in his career, making his 14th start of the season. And when you need a win to qualify for the postseason, Bob, he's a good guy to have on the mound.
Yeah, not a bad guy to go to. Another power arm for the Gauchos, 94 to 98. Gaucho, I mean, he could touch 99 and 100, but Gauchos like him in that 95, 96 range. Good slider at 80 to 83, but his pitch, his go-to pitch is that Bugs Bunny changeup that he had. That's going to be anywhere from 82 to 84. And he sells that, and he'll throw that at any count. So he throws that changeup a lot, and he'll throw the fastball up to get a lot of those strikeouts.
Bremen, his start last week on the road against Loyola Marymount, 6 1/3 innings, 1 hit, 1 run, 1 walk, and 10 strikeouts. 5 of his last 6 outings, he has tallied double-digit Ks. Facing a lineup who struck out 17 times last night. Flora with 11, Tribe with 6. Let's see if the Gauchos can play the strikeout game on the hill again today as Bakersfield tries to counter and even the series. Here's the first pitch of the ball game, and it's a strikeout side corner. We're underway at 4:39 p.m. We are also underway in Westwood. Gauchos softball taking on UCLA. Game 1 of the Los Angeles Regional. So we'll keep tabs on that as well throughout the broadcast. They're at the bottom of the first, no score.
2 fastballs on the black at 96.
And missing up and away there. 97.
Trying to muscle up a little bit. May have overthrown that one. Easy take for Johnson on that one.
Tyrese hitting 280. A couple of doubles, 7 RBIs. Swings and misses. There's the Bugs Bunny changeup. And that's out number 1. How our ball game begins. The strikeout of Johnson. Here in the first. Roadrunners in the alternate yellows. Gauchos in the blue tops today. Yeah, note that yesterday, 3 hit-by-pitch calls on Cloyd, all of them overturned. The Big West record holder, single-season hit-by-pitches. We were saying he was what? He's 6 shy of
the NCAA
the
record.
NCAA record, and
he was going for it.
You could say that.
I think getting called back 3 times is
that could be a record.
Could be a record as well.
Yeah, all on video reviews.
Yeah, so he ended up with 4 punch-outs on the day, including that last one, which goes as a strikeout that ended the game last night.
1 for 5 at a single in the 8th. Changeup is low, 2-1. To Cloyd on the season, tied for the team lead with 7 home runs. Also leads the Runners with 32 runs batted in. Bremner's 2-1. Floats in there, inside corner. And it's 2-2. Maygray was in effect in the morning, cleared away for batting practice, and it's crept back in as Bremner paints the corner with 97, and he strikes out Cloyd. 2 up and 2 down. A couple of strikeouts for Bremner, and that gives him 100 exactly on the season. But we got kind of partly cloudy skies overhead. Some of the marine layer lingering around, light breeze. Sweatshirt weather here at the ballpark tonight. There is Brock Pereira. Inside corner, a strike. Brem with some good life on the fastball here in the first. Pereira rolls this over. It's 0-2. Bremner set a career high in strikeouts in the season last year, 104.
Yeah, I like his chances.
Chasing that one down in a hurry.
His chances to break that one, to set a new standard for himself.
Nothing at 2 to Brock Pereira. Hitting 287. Takes very high. 11 doubles, couple of triples, a home run. 31 driven in for Pereira. Senior from Honolulu. Bremner's 1-2. Fastball away. Gauchos are giving Pereira right side to second base. Mendez out in the outfield grass. Right center field gap available as well. 2-2 is swung on and missed. The changeup gets Pereira, and Tyler Bremner strikes out the side here in the first. Gauchos struck out the side 3 times yesterday and tally their first here on that nasty changeup from Tyler Bremner. Gauchos coming to bat. We return here on ESPN Plus. Back here at Cesar Wasaga Stadium for the last of the first inning. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for Coach Tech. It's Gauchos. Starts at the top with his right fielder, Latrey McCollum, having a tremendous season for the senior. Jack Holman bats second at first, then it's Isaac Kim, the DH. Nate Vargas doing the catching. Jonathan Mendez, the second baseman. Then it's Rowan Kelly, the true freshman center fielder. Cole Kosciuszko up to the 7th spot after a double and a sac fly in his return to the lineup yesterday. Xavier Esker at third, and it's Corey Nunez rounding out the order at short for the Gauchos. Here's the defense behind Ryan King for Bakersfield. Bennett, Mascaro, Johnson in the outfield, Alvarez, Palayo, Dobson, Cloyd in the infield with Tyler Leroy behind the plate. So look at Ryan King, 0-5 record, with a 4.76 ERA, 58 strikeouts and 64 and a third innings pitched for the redshirt freshman from Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, transfer from Grand Valley State. First pitch misses outside. 6'4", 190 pounds. It was Jack Leary yesterday, his final collegiate start. 8 strong innings, 9 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned. 5 strikeouts. He got stronger as the game went along.
Yeah, that was a macho outing, quite
Absolutely.
frankly. It was an old school, give it all you got, put it all on the line. Impressive outing by him. The game I watched, Bakersfield, I watched that Bakersfield Cal Poly game that he pitched, his ground ball to short, and that's booted.
Palayo off the heel of his glove. It'll be an E6, and wouldn't you know it, Latrey McCollum is on base. 47 games in a row. Or 48. 48, 47. What do your notes say?
I'm a hit streak guy, not a game streaks guy. Sorry about that.
I mean, come on.
I have to find my notes.
The on-base streak is
well, you're supposed to know
twice
that
as much
stuff.
as the hit streak.
It is. It's impressive. Don't get me wrong.
First pitch to Holman, popped up. Second baseman Dobson in the outfield grass. That's actually Pelayo, the shortstop who was over in the shift. That's out number 1.
Yeah, Bakersfield, that is their, well.
We saw a lot of it yesterday, the shifts.
Yeah, that was their 73rd error on the season. That is tops in the Big West.
Isaac Kim lines the first pitch to center field. That's going to fall for a base hit. Column stops at second base. So in your book, Bob, are you putting P4 or P6 for Holman?
You put P6 because it's for the stats, right? The stats, he gets a defensive put out on that, and that's what you have to do.
So you go back.
It's not a scouting report. It's a stat sheet.
Do you go back and you keep all the stats? So you record everything?
I do not.
What else is in all? You have all these papers and like booklets and manila folders. And you don't keep a stat sheet?
I do not.
Okay.
Stat sheet. They provide me with a stat sheet.
Life is easy when you're the color commentary. Vargas takes
Depends
up
how
and
you
in.
look at it.
No, let me put it out there. Bob does plenty of legwork leading into the games. Talks to the coaches, talks to the players, gets the skinny. Reads through the. This is a fly ball to left. Bennett is there and make a catch to retire Vargas. Reads through the game notes. Takes copious amount of notes for himself, so he is well prepared for every game. And you have multiple color, like, you use like 3 or 4 different pens, because you've got some blue, like real nice ink there, and then that's some different black ink compared to what you're using in your book.
Yeah, I thought this blue pen, I like fine points on my pens, and I thought this blue was going to have a fine point. It did not, so I'm going away from it.
Got it.
This pen that I've been using has been running out of ink for like 3 weeks. I'm going to see if I can make these last 2 games with my black ink.
Jonathan Mendez stands in, takes up and away from King.
That type of commentary where people come up and say, I really like the banter that you and Kevin
right.
have.
But in my broadcasting career, I've learned that you're only as good as how clean your scorebook is. So
that's why I like the fine point.
Exactly. 1-0 is high, 2-0. First and second for the Gauchos here with 2 outs. Mendez hitting .308. 17 doubles, 10 homers, 38 RBIs. For the sophomore, true sophomore. Gauchos trying to strike first. Swing and a miss. 89 miles an hour from King.
And full disclosure, I did not talk to the Bakersfield coaches. Just want to be honest. I do talk to most coaches, but I know most coaches, and I can walk up and they will want to talk to me.
They want to?
Oh, they want to.
They don't roll their eyes and go, here comes Bob.
They do that after I leave, I think.
There goes Bob. There goes a liner to center field by Mendez. McCollum around in third. He will score. RBI single for Jonathan Mendez. 1-0 Gauchos.
Well, the Gauchos cash in the error. That's an RBI, 5 straight games for Mendez.
A good start for Santa Barbara. Unearned run for Ryan King. Mendez had a 2-hit game yesterday with an RBI.
Center fielder, number 3, Rowan Kelly.
Baseball gold, 2-out single, 2-out RBI single. And here's Rowan Kelly. Rowan, 3-hit game yesterday. Takes a strike. Average at 351.
Yeah, he's hitting 24, 26. He's got a 12-game hit streak. He's hitting 450 versus right-handed pitching.
Hits this in the air to center. Mascaro back there, and he makes the catch to retire the side. An error and 2 hits for the Gauchos. They take the lead on an RBI single by Jonathan Mendez. 1-0 going to the second.
A marketing representative will be dropping
1-0
off your
UC Santa
flag.
Barbara as we go to the second inning. It's also 1-0 Santa Barbara down in Westwood. Gaucho softball with a run in the second, lead at the Bruins 1-0. First game of the Los Angeles Regional. Andrew Cheggett's 14th season at the helm. 35 wins this year and trying to lock up a spot in the Big West Tournament next weekend. A win today would do that for the Gauchos. And then
Matt Dobson.
the only other thing to be determined is the seeding, 4 or a 5 seeded versus home versus away in that play-in game, which will be on Wednesday from Goodwin Field in Fullerton. Matt Dobson leads off for the Roadrunners. Takes outside for ball 1. Dobson homered off of Flora the opposite way in the second inning yesterday. His first home run of the season. Rolls over this one, foul. So good start for the Gauchos in both respects today. Strike outside corner, 96.
Mentioned yesterday that Dobson played at Capital Valley High School, a legendary program for legendary coach Robert Zamora.
Down the count, 1-2 here. Bremner's pitch. Change up his bounce foul. Play by Coach Banfield. Head coach does coach third. And throws a lot of batting practice as well.
Yeah, I'm guessing they don't have quite the staff that some of the other programs have in regards to volunteers and assistant coaches and things like that. They do have a couple quality assistant coaches. We've already seen, well, we saw Justin Lasario last night, Bailey Montgomery, all first-year guys. Also, Michael Nagamatsu, excuse me. And Matt Komnos is their operations person. There's a couple volunteers for you right there.
New staff for Bakersfield this year. 2-2, swung on and missed. High octane from Bremner, 97, just above the zone. And Bremner with 4 straight strikeouts to start the game. It's a good location on the fastball as Dobson swings through it. 1 down.
21 strikeouts out of 31 outs in the series so far by the Gaucho pitching.
Nick Mascaro, big swing and a miss. Down the count, 0-1. 2 former Gaucho assistants spent time as assistants at Bakersfield. Quinn Hawksworth, who's now at Saddleback, and David Tillotson, who is back with the Gauchos. This is their director of player development. Was an assistant with the Roadrunners for a couple of seasons in recent years under head coach Jeremy Beard. The new leadership now in the dugout for the Runners.
It's tough when you're from out of the area, which Coach Banfield was. You'd like to get somebody with some knowledge of the area on your staff.
Yeah, of the local recruiting
Yeah,
trail.
The local recruiting trail would certainly help.
Ball and 2 strikes to Mascaro. He's 0 for 4 last night with 3 punch-outs. And the changeup is swung on and missed. And Bremner with 5 straight strikeouts to start his outing here as he pulls the string on Mascaro. Give Brem now 103 on the season. And he's picking up where he left off last weekend.
Elgin Bennett.
Here's Elgin Bennett. Saw him pinch run yesterday, starting his 29th game. Takes a little bit too high. 243 for Bennett. 5 doubles, a triple, 4 homers, 12 runs batted in. And the 1-0. Changeup on the front door. In there for a strike. One pitch. Is chopped slowly towards second. Be a tough play for Mendez with the glove flip. Pulls Holman off the base. And that'll be an infield single for Bennett. Tricky play once that gets past Bremner. I mean, Mendez has to be pretty much perfect with the flip there. And Bennett with good speed legs it out. So first runner to reach against Bremner.
Number 2, Elijah Palayo.
Here's Elijah Palayo. Did not start yesterday. Pinch hit in the 9th against Triba.
Bennett 11-12. Bremner also with a good move. Little head fake there. He went head up and then picked. Let's see. Close.
Might have got him there.
Pretty close. Like to see the move. It was a little different move we saw from Bremner. He went with that, like a little head fake, or maybe even a little shoulder turn. That was more of the standard move.
Waiting the first pitch here to Palayo. Slider in there, strike. Palayo, 269, 7 doubles, 2 triples, 27 driven in. Transfer from Mount Sac.
They did not start his first game as a road runner last night. He'd start in every game that he'd played. Did a couple 4-hit games this year.
Well, they throw to first. Bennett with a big lead, and Bremner picks him off. See if Bakersfield wants to look at it. I don't think they will.
Well, I think Coach Banfield's looking for some
help.
Yeah, like, are we going to do this or not? And he's going to say he's out. Looks like first base coach said he's out.
Might be too late. Bremner with his second scoreless inning. 1-0 Gauchos going to the last of the second. You look at Jordan Banfield on the right, leaning up against the dugout wall. First season as head coach at CSUB. 4 seasons at Oakland up in Michigan. If you're unfamiliar with Oakland, remember in first round of the NCAA tournament, men's basketball.
Yeah, absolutely. They made them famous.
And the sharpshooter hit a whole bunch of threes and beat Kentucky. Oakland of the Horizon League. Kosciuszko, Esker, and Nunez for the Gauchos here. And King's first pitch misses high. Ball and no strikes. Kosciuszko, a double and a sac fly yesterday. 256, 8 doubles, a triple, 4 home runs. 27 RBIs. Look at that slow curve there from King. 66 miles an hour.
Yeah, he's got the slow, kind of the down breaking ball.
And there's a bunt. It's going to land right on the line and kick foul.
That break ball 64 to 68 usually, and then he's got a slider that's firmer, 72 to 76 range. And the fastball we've seen quite a bit of that 86 to 90 with a little arm side run.
Take a look at this again with
there was a hit.
Alvarez playing pretty far away.
They're hit. If you get that down, you don't have to be so fine on that situation. I think if you had to do that over again, he might have not tried to be so fine. It would have been a base hit for Kos.
1-2. Upstairs. A little late arriving crowd today, filling up here in the top level. Pleasant night for baseball. Only one more shot to see the Gauchos here in Santa Barbara tomorrow afternoon, 1 o'clock for the finale. Senior Day ceremonies will start around 12:40. 6 seniors will be honored before the game tomorrow. 3-2. Swing and a miss. Kosciuszko down on strikes for out number 1.
91 mile an hour fastball with some run on it right there.
That'll bring up Xavier Esker. Hitting at 278, 14 doubles, 7 homers, 35 RBIs. Been mired in a little bit of a hitting slump. Found himself, his name moved down in the order, but he lines this out to right center field. That's going to get down. Mascaro is playing deep. He's going to cut it off. X is trying for 2, and he will make it with a stand-up double.
Well, that's a good sign and also a good job of hitting. He has a tendency to want to try to drive the ball and pull, kind of pulls off some balls a lot. You can tell that by the amount, how many foul balls he pulls into the dugout or chops foul. That he did a good job staying on it and lines the ball in the right center field for the double. That's kind of the guy we saw early in the season when he was red hot. He's got 18 multi-hit games this year for the Gauchos. He got multi-hits in 6 of his first 8 games.
He's been one of the mainstays in the order. He's had some big hits for the Gauchos. Remember that opposite field homer that he hit early in the season? I think that was against Fresno State or CSUN. I can't quite remember which one, but it was critical. Up and lead the Gauchos to victory in that ball game. So good to see X with a double, and you like the way he was running out of the box, thinking 2 the whole way.
Well, that's one thing the Gauchos, they run the bases hard. They're not going to lollygag.
Nunez in the air right center. Mascaro was shaded that direction. He's there to make the catch. Esker is going to tag. He will advance to third. And 2 down for the top of the order, McCollum, who will be honored tomorrow along with 5 of his teammates. Elliot Gallegos, Hayden Hattenbach, Jack Holman, Isaac Kim, and Reese Calvin. Graduating seniors.
Well, he's hitting 23 straight. Let's figure this out. 23 straight games he's hit in. And I'm not going about the reach streak thing, but he's had 22 multi-hit games. Okay, so he's played 51 games, and only 6 of those games has he's gone hitless. That's pretty amazing. He's hitting 41 of the last 40. Well,
he had a 17-game hitting streak, and then was hitless for 2 games, and then has started this one.
Yeah, hits in 44 of his last 46 games. That's over 390 in that stretch.
Hitters count 2-0. A little late on that swing, fouls it away. 2-1. When we mentioned baseball gold, that's a nod to our friend, the Irvine broadcaster. Remind me of his name.
I will, as soon as I come up with it. I need a little more. I need more heads up on those types of things. So
Latre out to left center field. That's going to split the gap. It's going to roll all the way to the fence. McCollum on his horse, heading for 3, and he slides with a triple.
Well, like I said, he has put his name in the hat as the Gauchos candidate for Big West Player of the Year. He's got some tough competition, but he's hand down just put himself together a phenomenal year. Mark Roberts, by the way.
Mark Roberts, thank you. And Trey delivering the baseball gold. 109 miles an hour on that double to left center for Trey with his 4th triple of the season. RBI number 39, and he doubles the Gaucho lead. And Irvine last night allowing 3 runs in the top of the 9th, losing 9-7. Fullerton.
They also gave up runs. They had a 3-run lead earlier that they gave up, like in the 7th. Yeah, I think Fullerton scored 4 in the 7th against probably their. I don't know if that was Ricky Ojeda that came in or if it was off the starter. I do know that they got the winning runs off of Max Martin, who was their save guy. So they have a big game. They've fallen out of the regional hosts, I think, with these last couple weekends.
Yes.
So
unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately. And it's just, once again, anything that a Big West team does that's somewhat, they're just going to get pulled. If it was SEC school, don't worry about that. They're holding their pitching. You know, they'll make up some kind of story. It's Holman chases the high fastball.
Jack frustrated with that chase.
I saw that Cal Poly has kind of dropped out of some of the projections of making it, which is ridiculous as well.
Well, this is the time of year when you get into the conference tournaments, and then some of the bigger conferences can bolster their RPIs. There's a fly ball to center, but Mascaro playing deep as we have seen, and he's there to make the catch. So Jack has hit the ball hard out to the warning track a few times now in this series, but is still hitless. But you like the way that he's squaring it up. Gauchos score a run here in the 2nd, a double by Esker and a triple by Latre McCollum. They lead it 2-0. Back here at Cesar Wasaga Stadium for the start of the 3rd inning. Kevin Cannon, Bob Bronsma. That's the all-time series between the Gauchos and the Roadrunners, 27-9. The Gauchos have not lost against CSUB in Big West Conference play. It's a substantial win streak.
Yeah, 19 straight.
Yeah, since the Roadrunners joined the Big West a handful of years ago. Bremner, 5 strikeouts through the first 2 innings. He's faced the minimum, allowed the infield single to Bennett, and then picked him off at first base. To end the 2nd inning, so it'll be bottom 3rd. Pelayo, Alvarez, and Leroy for CSUB. First one up and away, 1-0.
Pelayo's got 17 multi-hit games this year. 7 of his first games when he got a hit were multi-hit games.
And the count here, 2 balls and no strikes.
So he came out of the chute hot.
There's a strike outside corner, 2-1. They're in the bottom of the 3rd in Westwood, 1-0. Gauchos over the Bruins. Softball regionals starting today. Foul back there, 2-2. And these Gauchos, after winning yesterday, RPI creeping up to 57. 2-2 off the end of the bat. Santa Barbara riding a 6-game winning streak. Bakersfield riding a 10-game losing streak, trying to snap that here on the road to finish their season. Two again. Swing and a miss. And Palaio down on strikes. Yeah, that right on right changeup. Sometimes it looks like it's acting like a slider.
Yeah, that I was thinking he was going to throw a slider, but it looked like it came out of his hand like a changeup, but it had some slider movement.
Number 14, Noah Alvarez.
86 miles an hour. That's more of his slider speed.
No balls and a strike to Noah Alvarez. First time we've seen Alvarez in the series. 251 average, 9 doubles, a couple of homers, 22 driven in. Sophomore from Chino. Pretty high strike there, 0-2.
Yeah, and if you're a Bakersfield hitter, the last thing you want is him to start getting, calls off the plate. It's already tough enough. You don't want to be falling down 0-2 and having to battle whatever pitches he's going to throw.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Once new baseball. Brem already with 6 strikeouts on the night. He has tied his single season career high. 104. And there's a swing and a miss by Alvarez, and he is down on strikes.
97 up out of the zone. That's where he gets a lot of his strikeouts. Climbing that ladder.
So that is 7 punch-outs for Tyler Bremner and a new single-season career high. Single-season record is 128. Set by Rodney Boone in 2021. And there's Tyler Leroy. Looks at a slider up. Leroy hitting 246. 5 doubles, 21 driven in. Good fastball. Inside corner, 101.
Leroy in a game earlier this year against UNR. Big game there, 3 for 5, 2 runs, 5 RBIs, 2 doubles, and a stolen base.
Swings and misses at that slider, and it's 1-2. Brem ahead in the count once again. Swiping for a sign he likes. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball, strike 3 called. 96 on the outside corner, and Tyler Bremner has struck out the side for the second time, and he has posted 8 strikeouts in 3 innings here to start his outing tonight. 2-0 Gauchos. As we go to the last of the third, Bremner freezes Leroy there with the heater.
Montecito Bank & Trust is a home run local community banking from personal business.
Last of the third here at Cesar Wasaga Stadium. 2-0 lead for the Gauchos. RBI single, Jonathan Mendez. RBI triple, Trey McCollum. Tyler Bremner is
cruising.
Faced the minimum. 8 strikeouts against the Roadrunners. Ryan King out for his 3rd inning of work. He's got 1 strikeout. So far, he's allowed the 2 runs on 4 hits. We're in the top of the 4th in Westwood, still 1-0 Gauchos over UCLA.
Designated hitter.
The 9th overall seed UCLA Bruins in the Women's Softball Championship. That's the first game of that regional. Winner of that will face the winner of Arizona State and San Diego State. There's that slow curve from King. Catches the corner, 67 miles an hour. That's a fun pitch, that slow 12-6 curve.
Yeah, I mean, it's not something you see much anymore, that slow of pitch, but it's been very effective for him. Like I said, I was watching that game when he pitched against Cal Poly, and he used
Here
that.
it is.
Yeah,
look at that.
Yeah, very effectively. Kind of an ephus, borderline ephus type pitch. That Cal Poly game where he went 7 innings, only about 5 hits, no runs, and left the game. That was they had a 1-0 lead going in the 9th, and then Cal Poly just, with 2 outs, ended up tying that game and then winning 4-1. Heartbreaking loss. But he pitched extremely well. He's had a few good games.
Swing and a miss by Kim. He has interesting last couple of weeks. 3 1/3, 4 runs against Hawaii, and then went 7 shutty against Cal Poly, and then gave up 8 in 3 innings last week against Irvine.
Right.
Kim fouls it the other way.
He earned their CSUB Athlete of the Week when this game after against UC Riverside, where he went 6 innings pitched. He had 10 strikeouts, no walks, only gave up 1 earned run.
And he had 7 innings, allowed just 1 unearned run against Utah Tech back on March 14th.
A good guy, freshman, good guy to, for Coach Banfield to, kind of build his pitching staff around.
3-2 to Kim, pop foul. Isaac singled to center field in the 1st. Long at bat here with King leading off for the Gauchos here in the last of the 3rd. And the payoff. That's low.
We'll also see a young right-hander tomorrow. Shane McAlinden, who came over from Oakland with Coach Banfield. He's on the all-freshman team at Oakland. So they got a couple of young arms to build around.
Number 12, Nate Morgan.
Kim at first for Vargas. Takes up and away. Flat to left his first time. Varg 1 for 3 with a double and a line out yesterday, as well as a base on balls. Right there on the corner. Good looking pitch there from King. All 2 strikes. Jonathan Mendez to follow for the Gauchos here.
Once he gets bigger and stronger, puts a little more weight on, the velocity will come up. That will help that slower breaking ball. He's 88 miles out of the zone.
And he chases that one. And he is down on strikes for out number 1. Second strikeout for King.
He's better than 2-1 in the strikeout department. 58 strikeouts, 23 walks coming in. Hit by pitches a little high. 11 hit by pitches. That's their staff as a whole. Must like to pitch in.
Second baseman, number 5, Jonathan
Tomorrow's starters hit
Mendez.
17, so starters coming into the weekend, 46 hit by pitches.
And Leroy, beg your pardon, had 4 yesterday. This one is skied to center by Mendez. That's way up there. Coming in Mascaro, he's got it.
So it's just when you're trying to build things, and you just can't allow free bases. So they got to clean up the defense, and they got to cut down on those hit by pitches for sure. And you can say anybody, any staff try to cut down on walks.
Number 3, Rowan.
You can say the same thing about the Gauchos. The Gauchos don't walk a ton of guys. And if you start striking out guys, your defense gets a little bit better. Not a lot of playing catch.
Going Kelly the other way. Bennett was way over towards the line, and he reaches out and makes a nice catch on the backhand to rob Kelly of a hit, potentially extra bases.
Yeah, outstanding play. Bennett has shown his speed on both sides of the ball. Now the infield hit earlier, and then a long way to go, and that diving catch right there, well done.
Gauchos come up empty. We go to the 4th, 2-0 UC Santa Barbara.
For news, arts, and entertainment, and lifestyle coverage in the greater Santa Barbara area.
2-0 UC Santa Barbara as we start the 4th. A lot of youngsters in the crowd. A couple teams taking the field with the Gauchos before the game. Tyler Bremner. So the numbers on the season as of right now. 73 innings, 106 strikeouts.
As you mentioned.
That ERA came into the game at 3.84, going down a tick.
Number 3, Tyrese Johnson.
Top the order for the runners. Here to start the 4th. Bremner allowed the infield single in the 2nd, picked off Bennett. So he's faced the minimum through 3. This is fouled. No balls and a strike. Johnson struck out in the 1st. Everybody struck out except for Bennett. First time through the order. Here's the 0-1. Foul right side, out of play. One thing with the strikeouts, though, it takes a few more pitches to rack up the strikeout. So Bremner, this will be pitch number 45. Not a terrible spot to be in the 4th inning. He misses high, 1-2.
Well, if you don't give any hits, that makes up for it a little bit. Yeah, but you're right. They and that's what they tell you in pro ball is, you want to pitch to contact a little bit more. But he's throwing the ball. He's throwing strikes. He's not getting deep in counts, but you're throwing at least 3 pitches, but traditionally about 4 or 5 pitches to strike out somebody. And it's nice to get those 1-pitch outs. And I think when you play in a long season, you had talked about how the Gauchos were struggling with runners in scoring position and those big, trying to score, push runners in. From third base, less than 2 outs, and they're striking out a lot. And we talked about the fact that that's what they kind of do in the big leagues, right? They pitch to contact until they need a strikeout. Then they start bringing out, their strikeout pitches. They pitch guys a little bit different.
3-2 to Johnson, and that's too high.
And that's kind of the art of pitching a little bit. Getting yourself deeper into games.
And if you make it to pro ball, you might have a catcher that comes out and is barking at you saying, roll some more ground balls. It's more democratic, you know. So first walk issued by Bremner. First time CSUB's had the leadoff man on. And here is Cloyd.
He's not nibbling. He's just throwing good mixture of speed changes.
Cloyd swings and misses. You see the wrapping on Evans' right arm there, and watching him in warm-ups, he's having trouble throwing the baseball in there. On that swing, it looked like that arm bothered him a bit. Playing through something. The one pitch is in there, a strike, and it's 0-2. Coach Banfield coming down.
Yeah, he's almost, his body language is showing pain.
Yeah.
So you could tell he's trying to tough it out right now, and I don't think he's going to be able to make it. I mean, you could tell he's hurting. The trainer's going to come out and see what kind of mojo she could bring.
That's Emily Brown, athletic trainer for CSUB. Yeah, you see all the wrapping there on that left elbow, left forearm, bicep.
No circulation at this point. But, I mean, he's visibly in pain. So I think you see the coaches there talking it over a little bit about what they're going to do at a new first baseman. But yeah, they're gonna make the move. That's unfortunate. He is a senior. Hopefully, maybe this time off. But he's also limping. I don't know if that's just from the pain itself. And you can see right there that one.
That was the swing.
Yeah, that hurt a lot. And you would think that maybe at some point he got hit by pitch in that elbow, but
well, it's the back elbow. It's not
back,
the.
I know that.
Yeah, it's the other
I know
one.
that, but
so we'll have a pinch hitter.
I have a vision of somebody getting hit.
In the back.
In that back elbow arm at some point. I don't know. It doesn't seem like that would have been that. Like I said, I watched their series last week with parts of it at least with Irvine.
This is Louis Zalaika with a bat come out to hit for Cloyd.
Number 7, Louis Zulaika.
So too bad for Evan Cloyd. Every time, I hate to see a player leave the field with an injury. Cloyd there obviously in discomfort with his right arm after that swing. So Zulaika in, inherits an 0-2 count. Bremner checks on Johnson at first. Man, as a player, I mean, you've been there. When it's your time, you want to be out there every single day. And do it for your friends, for your teammates, obviously for yourself as well. 0-2 pitches in the dirt. Zalaika got the start yesterday. And he was 2 for 4 with a run scored. Check on Johnson again. And single in the 5th, singled and scored in the 9th. Brem forced to step off here. Now he's ready for a 1-2 and a step and a throw to first. Tyler picked off Bennett back in the 2nd. The sun poking through here in the top of the 4th. Nice lead for Johnson. Draws another throw.
Well, if you want to add insult to injury on Cloud, should Zuleika strike out here? That's Cloyd, excuse me. Should
Would Cloyd get the strikeout?
Cloyd gets the strikeout. Runner goes.
Rolled foul. That would indeed add insult to injury.
Yeah.
So if Zuleika strikes out, it's Cloyd's strikeout, but if he grounds out, it's Zuleika's ground out.
Correct.
Yeah. Hooray baseball.
Yeah. If it's less than, I believe if it's less than 2 strikes, it would go to the pinch hitter.
What if there's like multiple foul balls by the pinch hitter though?
It means nothing. Other than it's a good at bat.
Middle infield double play depth. Another 1-2 is fouled, and Zuleika loses the bat, and this got Vargas. And Varg got touched twice yesterday on foul balls, but that time Zuleika lost the bat. And Nate shaken up. Let's watch it again here. Oh, yeah, right in the side.
That's the sword right there. He almost got sworded in the hip.
Well, I think Nate took one. He took a foul ball off. I don't think it was exactly in that like kind of hip area, but it was in an exposed part, maybe like his right under his left shoulder. Nate's been a warrior. Zuleika standing there going, "My bad, bro."
I'm sorry about that. Clearly, he went and got some pine tar. That's a rare bat toss that it goes back and hits the catcher. We saw when we had Irvine here that bats flying all over the place.
That's right. Jacob McCombs, 4 times. So Nate will stay in the game. Yeah, usually you see, it'll go, over down the line or over the dugout or up against the netting.
So we get a 3-run home run at UCLA. Bruins.
Yeah, bottom of the 4th with 2 outs too.
Yeah.
So 3-1 Bruins. Come up with a big swing. It's been a long at bat. Pitch out.
Like a transfer from Gavilan College, north of here.
That's down Gilroy area.
Yeah.
South of San Jose. Slider's fouled, and that
another one got him off.
Got a piece.
Knee. I mean, let's hope it was got some shin guard, but man, hits
in the trenches taking blows. Life of a catcher, maybe in the same spot. Oh, right at top of the knee.
Yep. I mean, that's one of the reasons why they call them the tools of ignorance, because who wants to go through that? But that's at least the 3rd, maybe the 4th time that he's been down like the 4th time. Yeah, he got 2 last night and 2 today.
Here he's got the right top of the left knee. So you got so top of the left knee, got the left hip, you got right in the left shoulder, and then I think he took one.
He got one
off the chops too.
Between the shoulders.
Yeah.
Between the hips as well.
Well, last year Brendan Durfee was notorious for for getting foul tipped and going down in a heap. Haven't seen Nate do it too much. But Durf, and he'll laugh if he hears me say this, but he'd go down in a heap. He would really sell it. He would really sell it.
Well, there's sympathy to be had.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it hurts. It hurts. It's still Zuleika up there. This feels like a 10-minute, 15-minute at bat with Cloyd and Zuleika. And Vargas getting hit with the bat and then with a foul tip. A handful of throws to first. A couple of fouls. 2-2. And here's a base hit to right field by Zuleika. Stopping at second is Johnson.
Well, that's a pretty darn good at bat right there. For Zuleika, who came in leading them CSUB in Big West play.
So 2 on and nobody out for the Roadrunners here in fourth. They're striking out 8 times in the first 3 innings. First 2 batters have reached, so tying run at first. And there's Pereira. 0-for-1 with a strikeout. Change up for a strike.
Look at the crowd there.
Now Pereira squaring a bunt and a spaghetti move. Second base. Do you know why they call it a spaghetti move, Coach?
My guess is it's how it's kind of loosey-goosey. What do you got? Is it like a sword thing?
No, I was asking you. I don't really know. Here's a good
Good
bunt.
job.
Esker has it, and he throws out Pereira, sacrifice bunt for the runners.
That was an outstanding job. You want to make the third baseman field it. Good technique. Well done. Yeah, I don't have a good explanation for that one. That's what I've called it forever. I just think it's.
Yeah, I guess,
I
hold
think
the spaghetti noodle up and you wiggle it.
That's a loosey-goosey
Sure.
move, how it would be. I don't have a story. Didn't originate in like Italy or something like that. Where Harry Spaghetti was the first guy to do that move, and they said, hey, that's Harry Spaghetti's move.
So now Bremner in a strikeout situation.
There you go.
Runners at second and third with 1 out. Dobson struck out in the second.
Had the big hit yesterday. Dobson's hitting .313 with the runners in scoring position.
Foul tip on the change. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Bremner now 60 pitches here in this fourth. 1-1. Foul tipped again. 1-2.
So a lot of scouts in the stands, and these are the type of situations. I mean, coming here and seeing him strike out everybody, obviously the scouts like to see that. But these are the type of situations that scouts want to see how he handles.
Johnson at third. Zuleika at second. 1-2 to Dobson. Fastball is fouled back.
So it's just me a little bit probably, but it looks like his leg lift, he's doing something different with his leg lift.
Looks a little slower.
Well, it almost looks like he's trying to fake an inside turn. It's weird, or he's setting it up or something. I don't think he is. It just looks pretty different.
Another 1-2. Changeup is in the dirt. Dobson swings and misses. No tag there from Vargas. He has to throw to first to complete the out. Runners stay put. When Bremner comes up with the crucial strikeout for out number 2.
Strikeout number 9, I believe.
So 9 punchies for Brem. And here's Mascaro. Mascaro struck out in the second.
That's his 70th strikeout in the last 40 innings.
For Bremner.
For Bremner.
Yes. Here's Mascaro with 81 strikeouts on the season. That's wondering where you're going with that. But yeah, that makes sense.
No, yeah.
That makes sense.
I'm just talking about how hot he's been with the strikeout pitch.
1-0, change up down and in. 2 balls and no strikes.
And yeah, you can transition to that. Well, Mascaro's picked up those 80 in 204 at bats.
Johnson and Zalika with their leads. 2-0 pitch, a big swing and a miss.
Yeah, good baseball right there. Challenge 2-0 fastball, top of the zone, 95.
Bremner's 2-1. Swing and a miss again. 96 inside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Brem looking for a 0 in this lengthy top of the 4th. And here it comes. Swing and a miss. Fastball gets Mascaro, and Bremner picks up 2 Ks following the sacrifice bunt. And the Roadrunners strand a pair at second and third. Another fastball there, and Tyler fired up. 10 strikeouts in his outing through 4, and Gauchos with a 2-0 lead. Kevin Cannon, Bob Bronsma back here at Caesar Wasaga Stadium for the top of the 5th inning. Ryan King threw 3 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 1 unearned run, 2 total, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk. He'll face bottom 3rd of the order here. Kosciuszko, Esker, and Nunez for UC Santa Barbara. Cos hits this high in the air. Right field for Johnson out there. Makes the catch, 1 pitch and 1 out. Kosciuszko now 0 for 2. And here's Esker. Doubled with 1 out in the second. Came around to score on the McCollum triple.
Third baseman, number 31, Xavier Esker.
3 infielders on the left side for the runners. Next takes up and in. Look at that curveball.
Yeah.
That thing is awesome.
Yeah, it is. Good pitch.
23.54 on the spin rate.
Yeah, you just don't see a 68-mile-an-hour pitch. And it's got big break.
Follows it up with fastball on the corner.
88, a 20-mile-an-hour difference right there on the corner. Now he's got him set up if he wanted to throw the slider in that spot, down and away. Be tough to pitch to lay off of. Fastball down, just missed.
Two and two to X. And King to the plate. Fastball again. 3-2. And the payoff. Down and away, fastball. So Esker on base for the second time with a 1-out walk. Second walk issued by King.
We'll see if the Gaucho coaching staff dials up maybe a little hit and run here or something.
Shortstop, number 16, Corey Nunez.
Corey does go the other way pretty well. Dobson at second. Actually, Dobson's now at first. And Zalaika is the second baseman for CSUB. And Zalaika, he's shaded up the middle. There's the breaking ball in there for a strike. 0-2. Esker with his lead. And Nunez chases one at his eyes. Foul tips it, and he's down on strikes. Third strikeout for King. Climbs the ladder here. Corey chases.
Should have hit and run. That's what you say. That's what you say when you're at home.
I know, right? Should have listened to Bob.
No, I'm saying that's what. Another one of my lines is the best play is the one that works. So when they don't work, everyone will say, "Hey, you should have done this. Should have done that."
King uses that curveball to get ahead of McCollum here. 0-1. Goes with it again. This is high.
He gets some buckles out of it. Each time he's thrown it, it seems we got a little jelly leg by the hitter. Because he starts it pretty high. Oh, and he ties him up.
Yeah, fastball bearing down on McCollum there, and Trey was all sorts of messed up on that swing. Trey went out in the left center field 109 miles an hour his last time. 1-2. And he laces this to center. But Mascaro retreating, and he's there to make the catch to retire the side. So Trey hits it hard again, but lines out. Gauchos strand a 1-out walk. We go to the 5th inning. It's Gauchos 2 and the Roadrunners nothing as Mascaro take care of this one. Back here at Cesar Wasaga Stadium for the top of the 5th inning. Let's look at the top hitters for CSUB. Mascaro, Cloyd, and Pereira. Fortunately, Cloyd left the game earlier with an injury. But him and Mascaro tied for the team lead with 7 home runs. Brock Pereira, second on the team with those 31 runs batted in.
Clearly a service animal. Big fan. Big
Clearly
Gaucho
having
fan.
fun.
Yeah, well, that's what it's about.
Enjoying the ball game.
Bark at the park.
Number 20, Elgin Bennett.
Bennett, Pelayo, Alvarez for CSUB here in the top of the 5th against Bremner. Oh, up and in on the first pitch gets Bennett. The second inning in a row. Roadrunners with the leadoff man on a free pass. Bennett turning the right way there.
A threat to run. As we talked about, Bennett made his impact felt in this game. Both sides of the ball. He's got another opportunity right here. make a little something happen. Last time he was on, he got picked off, so we'll see what he learned from that.
Pelayo struck out swinging in the third. Swings away, pops a foul. And remember, he picked off Bennett to end the inning in the second. After he reached on the infield single. 2 hits for the runners. A single by Bennett and the opposite field single by Zalaika. The pitch hitter to check on Bennett. Like Bob said, is his threat to go. Elgin with 11 stolen bases. Slider lifted softly, right field. That's going to fall for a base hit. Stopping at second is Bennett. And once again, a free pass and a single to start the inning for CSUB. We're now starting to knock on the door here against the starter Bremner, who picked up 8 strikeouts his first 3 innings, looked unhittable. Bakersfield making the adjustments.
Yeah, he's in the 70 pitch range, just over 70, I believe.
Number 14, Noah
We'll see if Alvarez lays down a bunt here. You have the left-right situation. There's an inside turn. Tyler Leroy on deck. He came in 319 with the runners in scoring position, so number 1 on the team in that category. That's not true, actually. Number 3 on the team in that category. 2. I'll get it right.
Swings away, pops it up. Left side on the infield dirt. Nunez makes the catch. Infield fly rule in effect. That's a big first out for Bremner.
Yeah, it's the dilemma when you're at the bottom of the lineup. You know, do you want to, give up an out for,
number 11, Tyler
in theory, your
Leroy.
9-hitter? Now he's hit 246. There's not a big difference, but it is something that you consider. And after having no success with a good bunt, and there's
a swing and a miss, hit and run, but some pump fakes there from Vargas. I don't think Esker was on the bag. Maybe a little lack of communication across the infield.
With what I'd say, as you can see right here,
Yeah,
he
X
kind of
didn't know
looked
right
at it.
away.
So that's why the pump fake. It was a hit and run clearly, because the jumps were not good. They were definitely hit and run type jumps. But the Gauchos cannot take advantage of that, and no communication. You're right. Was probably the difference right there.
So the runners wind up with second and third after the double steal. Swing through from Leroy, and then he takes the ball. So 1-1.
Leroy has 3 sack bunts, which tells you that he's potentially can handle the bat in a squeeze situation.
Swings and misses at the slider, 1-2.
That's a big swing. That's a big swing in that situation. It was a good slider down the zone. Take a look right here. Kind of see how he pulled off on that ball. And this is a situation where you're really looking, try to be short and be in the middle of the field.
Yeah, corners in for the Gauchos. Middle infield back. 1-2 to Leroy. Foul back.
Good swing right there. But ball and play is important here if you're a CSUB fan. And in the middle of the infield is what you'd like to do. Well, you'd like to find a hole somewhere, clearly. But the mentality is,
well, ball on the ground, middle of the infield cuts the lead in half.
yeah, exactly right.
Bremner pitching for the strikeout, and he gets it here. Fastball up and in. And Leroy chases for out number 2.
On there. 11th punch out of the day. Look at that. Yeah, that's. If you have a shorter swing mentality, that's a pitch you're more likely to lay off of. That's just a tough ball to get on top of. That's 6 to 8 inches out of the strike zone up at 96. Very tough pitch.
So it's up to Johnson. He walked leading off this 4th inning. Struck out in the 1st. Balls over a changeup, 0-1.
So Johnson came into this hitting .583 with runners in scoring position, and he got a hit last night in the 9th with the runner in scoring position. So he's hitting .615 now with runners in scoring position. That's pretty good. He 13 at bats, 13 opportunities.
Bremner a couple of swipes, and he'll step off. Second and third again for CSUB. 2 outs. This is upstairs. Pitch number 80. The outing for Bremner coming up. Outfield towards right center. Here's a pitch, slider, check swing, didn't go. Well, you'd say the pitches that Bremner threw in those first 3 innings, not necessarily high-stress pitches. A lot of high-stress pitches these last 2.
Yeah, so they'll probably get someone up in the pen.
Now 2-2.
Because as much as you don't want to think about it, and you don't, and we talked a little bit about it yesterday, is the short rest, the Wednesday start, Thursday start, you know, the tournament starts on odd day rests for a lot of these guys.
Swing and a miss.
Big jump right there, 97.
By Johnson. Tyler reaching back for that one. Gets the swing through, and once again, after the runners advance to second and third, comes up with a pair of strikeouts. He's got 12 in his outing through 5, and a 2-0 lead as he gets Johnson here. Back here at Cesar Wasaka Stadium for the last of the 5th inning, 2-0 UC Santa Barbara, leading CSUB. Gauchos will have Holman, Kim, and Vargas against Ryan King into his 5th inning of work. Pitched around walks his last 2. Gauchos with an unearned run in the 1st and a 2-out triple by LaTrey McCullum to score the run in the 2nd. They are scoreless, bottom 2 in Corvallis, Long Beach State, and Oregon State. Oregon State won that game yesterday 2-1.
Yeah.
5 total hits in the ballgame.
Jack Holman.
They are underway at Davis, Irvine, and San Luis Obispo. Holman swings and misses for strike 1.
Holman's grandfather played baseball at USC on the 1963 National Championship team. That would mean he was teammates with Tom Seaver.
Hall of Famer. Tom Seaver.
And he still went to USC. I mean, he went to UCLA at a high school.
Yeah, Jack did.
Yeah.
Then the count 2-1 again. CSUB in this shift with the outfielders and left and right a step from the warning track, and the shortstop Palaio way out there and right. Now 3-1. Jack has popped out and he has flown to center. 0 for 2 on the day. Swings away, pops it up.
It's also possible that I have to figure that out, that Mike Gillespie was on the 61 national championship team. So depending on what years they were, they could have played together as well. Not in 63 though.
3-2. Swung on, lifted in the air down the left field line. Bennett was playing over there. He makes the catch and foul ground. Before that pitch, they had moved Alvarez, the third baseman, out to shortstop.
Yeah, they did that with 2 strikes, so they're not going to bunt, right? So they move them back.
Holman flies out.
Designated hitter, number 41.
Out number 1, and here is Kim. Takes the one away, 1-0. Isaac single in the first, walked in the third. Homered last weekend against Loyola Marymount. Takes a breaking ball for a strike. 1-1.
Coach Banfield got to be pleased with what he's getting from his starting pitchers. We've only seen 2 pitchers so far.
Yeah, after we've
seen more pitchers for the Gauchos.
We have. Well, and after we saw like 20 pitchers for LMU last weekend.
Yeah.
Leary for 8 yesterday, and so far Ryan King threw 4 1/3. He's settled in after a little shaky start.
Well, that's an unearned run in the first.
Yeah, it's
and the 2-out run.
It's some 2-out gold. That's what the 2-run lead. Both 2-out hits, scoring the runs. Two. Fouled away. King now over 70 pitches. Through 4 1/3. Kim up the middle, and that's a base hit. Almost got a piece of King on its way. So Isaac Kim swearing up a couple of baseballs. He's got his 2nd hit of the day. This was a seed. You'll get your heart to skip a little bit coming back at you. So 1-out single, and here's Vargas.
And catcher, number 12, Nate Vargas.
Vargas flown to left and struck out. He's also been hit by a thrown bat and pegged on the knee by a foul ball. But he's up there, heading the count 1-0.
Do you know if Ian Fernandez is on the active roster for this weekend?
I can look it up. Yes, he is. Took batting practice today, did Ian? This is pop foul.
The thunder of foul balls at Caesar. The kids are
here, yes. Runner's not holding Kim at first. Goes with the pitch. It swung on and missed. Throw down to second, little offline. And they got him. So hit and run there. And
unlikely. Well, with a 2. No, you're right. It would be a hit and run.
Coach Fontino calls time, and Coach Banfield coming out, maybe lobbying for For batter interference, maybe?
The pitch was outside, well outside, and he had fallen over the plate. There's no question about it. But since he was so outside on the left-hand box, he kind of threw it sidearm. That's why the ball was on the shortstop side. There's an argument to be had there. If we possibly could see that again, I don't know if they have that on from the up high camera. But no go either way.
Yeah, it was a good tag there.
Very
good call,
good
partner,
tag.
by
Yeah, very
Palau,
good tag.
getting that glove down to the foot of Kim, right to the front of the base. That's where you need to go with a tag.
Yeah, but thanks for the video. That didn't really show that he did that. So strikeout.
Strike 3 called, inside corner. King gets some help as his catcher throws out a base stealer and then paints the edge. And just like that, the 5th inning comes to a close. 2-0 UC Santa Barbara leading as we go to the 6th. Back here at Cesar Wasaka Stadium for the top of the 6th. Tyler Bremner back on the hill. 12 strikeouts so far tonight. And as you see, double-digit strikeouts now in 6 of the last 7 starts. 15th in NCAA Division I. That might move himself up the ladder after his start tonight.
Well, Dick Hauser Trophy semifinalist. That's an outstanding recognition. Well deserved.
He's got the career strikeout record, and he's hunting down 300 Ks now. Was with 12 today. He now has do my math right here. 294, and in his career, or in the season, this single season this year, 110 strikeouts for Bremner. Strikeout machine. Would you describe Tyler as a power pitcher? It's kind of hard to call him a power pitcher.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. First of all, it's so effortless. His stuff is so effortless. That's what I think what makes his changeup so great. His arm speed is the same as his fastball, but it doesn't even look like he's trying out there, and I think that's what people love about him. I just say he's a pitcher with stuff. I mean, 97, 98, and then that changeup right there at 82.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, then he's got an 86, 87, 85, 87 mile an hour slider. That's big league stuff. And so, yeah, I'm going to call him a power pitcher.
Okay.
Because he's not a finesse pitcher. He looks like he's throwing
that's
finesse.
the
but he's not.
The give and take here.
His stuff is power stuff. He pitches off a big league fastball, 96 to 98 mile an hour fastball, and he pitches off that with a great changeup.
2-2 hit the other way there by Zalaika. Holman scoops it up and he'll take it himself for out number 1. Because when I think, at least in the big leagues, when I think of power pitchers, I think guys like Roger Clemens, right? Where he's big, imposing figure out there, and he's throwing hard.
But I don't have the numbers in front of me, but Roger Clemens was probably in that same velocity, 96, 97.
Yeah.
Right? He just looked like he was throwing 130.
Yeah, that's what I think.
And
broadcasters, when they use the power pitcher, that's what you're using it to describe. But Brem is out there just slinging it. As there's a shallow pop, center field coming in. Kelly is there to make the catch. 2 up, 2 down.
He's not a power personality. Okay, if that's how we're judging it. Like Clemens was a power personality, right? He'd throw upside your head and all that type of stuff, or throw bats at you after you sawed you off. But his stuff, he's got power stuff.
47, Matt Dobson.
Power stuff.
Yeah, maybe not.
Because I think the power pitcher there's probably some mentality goes along with it when you're describing that guy.
Well, I guess it all depends on who you're talking to or what you're looking for.
Or how you look at it.
It's all how you look at it. And I look at that stuff as being power stuff. I don't see how.
Power stuff, I like that. Oh, one a swing and a miss by Dobson, nothing at 2.
I mean, he's a San Diego guy. He's low key. You know, the challenge is guys like Garrett Anderson for the Angels back in the day. These guys that do things easily maybe don't get the same kind of credit as guys do it with Roger Clemens'
or athleticism or with physicality or Fly ball to right center by Dobson, and it's a 1-2-3 efficient inning for Bremner. First inning in which he did not record a strikeout. He's through 6 scoreless with a 2-0 lead going to the bottom of the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Bottom of the 6th inning, beg your pardon. Kevin Cannon, Bob Bronsman, Cesar Wasaka Stadium. Game 2. This 3-game set has been a close series. And you could say that on the mound, in certain ways, Bakersfield has matched the Gauchos with their pitching efforts. Yesterday it was 8 innings for Jack Leary. And today Ryan King threw 5 innings. Just 1 unearned run. Along with an earned run, 4 strikeouts. And he's out there to start bottom of the 6th, but Mendez turns this one around high and deep left field. Bennett at the fence. He's going to turn and watch this one fly. 11th homer of the season for Mendez, makes it 3-0.
Yeah, he took that ball out of the zone and he just tomahawked that thing 100 miles an hour off the bat. Hit that so high, it did not register, so I'm going to say that ball went 370 feet.
So the lead goes to 3 on the first pitch of the inning. Mendez turns on this one, exit stage left. Takes over sole possession of first place. The team lead, his 11th homer of the year. 55th home run of the season as a team for the Gauchos. And here is Rowan Kellen. He bangs one to center field, a base hit. So first 2 pitches of the inning there for King. And we got a home run and a single to center. Another one 100 miles an hour off the bat. Rowan Kelly, who was robbed of a hit on a diving play by Bennett his last time, is aboard with his first hit of the game. We're going to visit to the mound by Justin Lasario to talk with his starter. Well, unfortunately for Gauchos softball, they had a 1-0 lead going to the 4th. UCLA scored 3 times, and then in the bottom of the 6th, they pushed 6 across, and they win by run rule. 9-1 in the first game of the Los Angeles Regional. So too bad for Joe Evans and the Gauchos, who are off to a good start in that one, but UCLA comes away with the win. So Santa Barbara will play tomorrow in the loser's bracket game against the loser of the second game today, San Diego State and Arizona State.
Now batting for the Gauchos.
First regional since 2007 for Gauchos softball. So run at first, Rowan Kelly after the homer by Mendez. And here's Kosciuszko. Takes the curveball high. 1 ball and no strikes. Kosciuszko strikeout in the 2nd. Flew out to right in the 4th. 0 for 2. Santa Barbara now with 7 hits in the ballgame. He's in the dirt. There goes Kelly from first. Throw to second, not in time. Good dirt ball read there by Rowan Kelly. Put himself in scoring position. Coach Fontino will use an offensive timeout here to talk with Kosciuszko. Bottom of the third in Corvallis, 1-0 Oregon State. Fullerton and Irvine scoreless, top two. Northridge and Davis scoreless, top two. Poly leading 1-0. Going to the bottom of the second, San Luis Obispo. Now just looking for more. 2-0 pitch from King. Fouled straight back.
Everybody clap your hands.
Tomorrow's game, 1 o'clock first pitch if you want to come for senior day. St. Mary's will start at 12:40 here at the ballpark. Final day of the regular season. 2-1 pitch. That is on the inside edge. Good location there from King. Right on the corner at 87. King up above 80 pitches. Kosciuszko looking for something on the right side. Flares one to left. Coming in Bennett. He's there to make the catch for the first out. God, he swung at ball 3 there. That was up and out of the zone. Brings up Xavier Esker.
Third baseman, number 31, Xavier Esker.
X on base twice today. Doubled in the second, came around to score, and he walked in the fourth. And Coach Banfield coming out. And that's going to be it for Ryan King. Second visit of the inning, so we will see a pitching change here. King up into the mid-80s in the pitch count, and with the runner at second, and Esker coming up. Coach Banfield comes to get his right-hander. Good applause from the Bakersfield folks here at the ballpark. 5 1/3 for Ryan King, and a right-hander coming in for CSUB. We'll take a break. Pitching change. Gauchos leading by 3, looking for more here in the last of the 6th. Pitching change for CSUB. Right-hander Alex Urias-Calvillo is on to pitch here, making his 19th appearance of the season. 4.61 ERA, no record. 13 2/3 innings, 14 hits, 7 runs, 7 earned runs, 9 on. Let me do that again. 9 runs, 7 earned. There we go. 5 walks and 5 Ks for Urias-Calvillo. Junior from Tucson, Arizona, transfer from South Mountain CC. Will face Esker here with Rowan Kelly standing at second base. And Roadrunners in the shift with 3 on the left side of the infield. So second base wide open. Esker's double went to right center field. There you look at the alignment. Next pitch that misses well outside. Man, it's 2-0. Urias-Calvillo. You see the arm angle that he comes on, works from the extreme third base side of the slab. Gets the swing and miss there, 2-1. His last 3 outings. Pitched in all 3 games against Irvine, but faced 1 batter each time. Here's a cue shot, and that's going to work for a base hit. Out into right field. In to score is Kelly to make it 4-0. As Esker hits it away from the shift, off the end of the bat, 59 miles an hour. But it works to plate the second run of the inning. Into that vacated area, nothing for the Roadrunners to do. Kelly scores easily, and Esker with 2 hits on the day.
Number 16, Corey.
And his 36th run batted in. So here is Nunez, and he takes strike inside corner. 79 miles an hour there from Arias Calvillo. Corey has flown to center, and he has struck out. Right there at the knees, 0-2. I think those are fastballs from Arias Calvillo. Not a hard thrower, but comes from that arm angle. Down low, kind of crossfire. Misses low and outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nunez waits. Here's the pitch. Corey skies this out, left center field. Mascaro wants it. Makes the catch. Out number 2. So like Esker, Corey a little bit out in front there. It flies out to left center field. Back to the top of the order, McCollum.
Fielder, number 35, Latrey McCullough.
Trey reached on an error in the first. Came up with the RBI triple in the second. First pitch at the knees, a strike. Just 81 miles per hour. So the 2 runs in this inning charged to Ryan King. 5 1/3, 7 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned. Trey waits on that one, fouls it back. So 0-2. Challenge for the Gauchos against Arias Calvillo. As you see the final there from Los Angeles with softball. Waiting on the slow heater. 0-2. Misses in. I'm seeing it when the Gaucho pin him, assuming that Bremner will come out for the 7th. One-two pitch to Trey, on the ground to short. Pelayo will go to Zalaika at second for the force. And that ends the 6th. 2 runs for the Gauchos. Leadoff homer by Jonathan Mendez, his 11th. The single by Kelly and the RBI single by Xavier Esker. 4-0 Gauchos going to the 7th.
All right.
Back here at Cesar Wasaka Stadium for the start of the 7th inning. Kevin Cannon, Bob Bronsma, ESPN Plus. This game 2. 3-game set. Here's the home run by Jonathan Mendez, leading off the last of the 6th. The high towering shot over the scoreboard. 11th of the season for the sophomore Jonathan Mendez. Tyler Bremner back out there for the 7th inning. 12 strikeouts through 6. His season high in strikeouts was 13. A couple of weeks ago against Cal Poly here at Cesar Wasaka Stadium. They'll face Mascaro, Bennett, and Pelayo. Here's we start the 7th. First pitch is up and away. 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors for Santa Barbara. No runs, 3 hits and an error for Bakersfield. One-0. Swung on and popped up. Shallow center. Kelly coming in, clearing everybody out, and he makes the catch. So for Bremner, since the single by Palaio in the 5th that put runners at 1st and 2nd, nobody out, Tyler's retired 7 in a row. The last 3 putouts have gone to number 3 in center, Rowan Kelly. One out for Bennett. Singled in the 2nd, hit by a pitch in the 5th. Takes the changeup a little too high. One ball and no strikes. Bremner's 1-0. Is upstairs, 2-0. Bremner now 95 pitches. Trying to get through 7, and Vargas is going to pay him a visit. Coach Checkett's coming out. So you get a look at Olivas, the right-hander. Van Froling, the left-hander. Check's conversating with Brem and Vargas on the mound. How to approach Elgin Bennett here with a 2-0 count. To a pitch. Swing and a miss. Fastball there from Bremner. Just right below the letters. 2 balls and a strike. That's a good fastball. 95, and it's 2-2. Blau to follow. Here at the top of the 7th. Tyler Bremner, the right-hander, kicks and deals. And that's strike 3 called. Inside corner. Freezes Bennett, and Bremner equals his season and career high with 13 strikeouts here tonight. Bennett, who crowds the plate, that one wound up catching a lot of the plate.
Number 2, Elijah Palaio.
So 2 down for Elijah Palaio. Looks at a strike. Palaio struck out swinging in the 3rd, singled in the 5th, 1 for 2. As Brem kicks, deals. This is low and away. That was pitch number 100. What has been an outstanding outing today for Tyler Bremner. Looking for 7 shutout innings. 1 pitch to the edge. And it's 1-2. Bremner struck out 8 of his first 9. Had 12 strikeouts after 5. Picked up his 13th. Getting Bennett a moment ago. Here's the 1-2. And it's a little cue shot to second on 1 hop for Mendez, and he throws out Palaio. And Tyler Bremner here in possibly his final start as a Gaucho at Cesar Wasaka Stadium is through 7 shutout innings with 13 strikeouts and a 4-0 lead as we stretch it out here at the ballpark. Kevin Ken and Bob Bronsma back here at Cesar Wasaka Stadium for the last of the 7th inning. New pitcher on the hill for CSUB. As you look at our game summary, 4-0 Gauchos. A run in the first, a run in the second, 2 in the 6th, 8 hits. Ryan King, solid outing, 5 1/3, 7 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned for Bakersfield. Gauchos got the solo homer by Jonathan Mendez to lead off the 6th. New pitcher on the hill for the Runners is a right-hander, Jeter Sherman. Redshirt junior from Meade, Washington, a transfer from Spokane Falls, CC. She has been up hollering all game long, that Bakersfield fan. Rooting on her squad. Jack Holman leads off for the Gauchos here in the 7th.
Yeah, and if you watch the Bakersfield games, you can actually hear her pretty constantly. So she is a big fan. You gotta love that. You gotta love the support.
Jeter Sherman. This is outside there, 1-1. 8th appearance for Sherman. 1-1 record, a 4.5 ERA, 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, 5 walks, 6 strikeouts for the right-hander. Again, trying for that outside corner, misses, 2-1.
89-92. Sherman is. Started at the beginning of the season. He was nicked up and unavailable.
Fouled back by Holman. So 2 balls, 2 strikes here to Jack. Looking for his first hit of the series. He's hit the ball hard a few times. Overload shift again. And he hits this out into left center field. Long run for the outfielders, and it's going to land for a base hit. Holman on his horse will stop at second with a double. His 10th of the season.
Well, good for Jack. There's where the shift hurt Bakersfield there. Holman finding that gap, cruising in for an easy double.
9th hit of the game for Santa Barbara.
Number 41, Isaac Kim.
Here's Isaac Kim, who is 2 for 2 with 2 singles and a double. Takes inside. So Isaac ahead of the count here.
Well, a few more hits in that Oregon State game, Oregon State Long Beach.
Yeah. 7-run third.
Yeah.
One pitch. Slider in the dirt. And you got Fullerton with a run there in the 3rd, leading 1-0.
No hits for Irvine right now. Through 3.
Two 1 pop foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The game of real significance, other than this one, for the Gauchos. San Diego and Hawaii later on tonight at 9:30.
So should the Gauchos hold on to any part of this 4-run lead, you would think tomorrow that you would see a staff day. Like possibly 9 guys thrown tomorrow.
Yeah,
I mean, it makes sense.
you got to set yourself. That's when you start to set yourself up for Wednesday if you take care of business today.
Of not having, you know. And even more of a disadvantage, you had said that the final game of that 3-game set in Hawaii is on Sunday.
Tough for those 2 squads.
So
this is strike 3 called, inside corner. Gets Kim.
So do you know the reason for that? Because that is an unfair advantage, which ultimately would be, if the Gauchos hold on, would be an unfair advantage for the Gauchos.
Well, Hawaii has graduation on Saturday.
Wow.
And they use Les Murakami Stadium for graduation events. And so, so that series, it's a 6:30 Thursday, Friday, off day Saturday, and then 1 o'clock Sunday. And then the Big West tournament starts on Wednesday, and one of those teams will be there.
Right. So if the Gauchos end up winning that game that they need to win here.
There's a bouncer up the middle. Tricky play for Pelayo. It's into center field. In to score is Holman to make it 5-0. Nate Vargas comes through. See what the ruling is, but in any case, Gauchos has had a run.
Yeah, he charged that into an impossible play. And he could have stayed back. You got a catcher running right here. The ball was hit pretty hard, 100 miles an hour off the bat. And you take a step back and you field that behind second base and you throw him out. So it was an error in judgment. I don't know if they're going to give it an error or a hit, but it was an error in fielding judgment right there.
I'm thinking about it. Nothing posted yet.
Jonathan Mendez.
So leadoff double, and Vargas puts one into center field. 5-0 Gauchos. It is a hit for Vargas. Mendez, who homered leading off the sixth, takes in the dirt.
Hitting an RBI right there. I'll take that. That first step for an infielder is so important. And his first step, his decision was to come and try to get that, and that was just made it a very, very difficult play.
1-0 from Shurman. This is up and in. 2-0. This is the Mendez homer.
Jonathan Mendez.
Jonathan with 2 hits and 2 RBIs today. It's this one in the air to center. Right at Mascaro, now moving back a couple of steps. Makes catch out number 2. Gonna bring up Rowan Kelly. Singled in the 6th, he's 1 for 3.
Center fielder, number 3, Rowan Kelly.
First pitch up and away. Rowan continuing to collect hits.
Yeah, he's clearly going to make the all-freshman team. He's got a chance to make all-conference.
Drives us out to right center field. On the move, Mascaro. He's not going to get it. Up against the fence. Vargas coming around third. Here's the relay. Not in time. RBI double for Rowan Kelly makes it 6-0.
And another 2-hit game for the freshman. Just been outstanding.
He smacks that out there. One hop in the fence out in deep right center field. 6th double of the year for Kelly, RBI number 16.
Yeah, he's got a chance to make first team all-conference just straight up. He came into this hitting 403, and he's got 2 hits today, so he's probably about 410.
Yeah, and the conference
play?
All conference is voted on based on conference play performance.
Not necessarily. No, not it. They do whatever they want to do to make the argument the best for the player, and that is a great debate, though, what you should look at, but it varies.
Kosciuszko foul down the right field line.
But nonetheless, his his conference stats are, I mean, his overall stats, he's hitting, he's hitting probably 360 now. So that's good enough to say that. And then you can just follow up by saying, hey, the guy hit, 4 something, and whatever he's going to end up at in conference, he's got a shot. He's been just really, really good.
Lifted foul by Kaz.
The only thing would hurt him is that 18 starts, 19 starts in conference as opposed to the 30 that some guys are going to have. And there's a lot of great outfielders. So, but he's going to find himself out there. For sure, the freshman team.
In the air, foul again. Yeah, putting himself in consideration for an all-conference nod, certainly.
Absolutely. He credits his siblings, Ryder and Elena, for his success. I know he does. Oh, they had a pick on.
And Kosciuszko lines it into the right field corner, up against the fence. This will be the 3rd double of the inning for the Gauchos, and they lead at 7-0. Back-to-back 2-baggers by Kelly and Kosciuszko. After lead-off double by Holman, and for Kaz, that is double number 9 and RBI number 28. As he plates Rowan Kelly.
We already knew that Bremner would not be coming out for the 8th. This just cements that thought process.
Third baseman, number 31, Xavier Esker.
Gauchos tagging Shurman for 3 runs here in the 7th. And Esker the other way. On the move is Johnson, and he's looking up, and it's out of here. Opposite field homer for Esker. The Gauchos have blown it open here in the 7th.
100 miles an hour off the bat, 393. Once again, going the other way. Great sign for the Gauchos, getting him hot right at the right time.
3rd hit of the day for X. He's got he's triple short of the cycle, Bob. As he goes Oppo Taco, the 2nd time this year, home run number 8. Another 3-hit game for X.
Yeah, all of his hits went the other way, including the cue ball that he had last inning.
Yep.
It's hard to count that one, but the balls he's hit hard have gone the other way. So good adjustment by Xavier Esker right there. That get him off the schneid.
And 4 extra base hits in the inning for Santa Barbara. And X he'd been collecting walks, not collecting hits, and with a nice game here tonight. Nunez even in the count, 1-1. And for Shurman, his first outing was at the beginning of April, and he's only allowed runs in 1 appearance heading into this one. Here's a tough play for Mascaro in center. He slides, knocks it down, and Corey is going to take the extra 90. Playing deep, as we've seen the runners do. Tough ass there on the sinking liner for the center fielder, Mascaro.
He's not going to get there, but he's like, we got to get out of this inning, so he was going to try to be superhuman on that one. Did a good job keeping the ball in front of him. Got away a little bit further than he would have liked to try to keep him at a single, but that ball gets by him. It's at least a triple and probably an inside the Parker.
He's calling a double for Nunez. There's the 9th man to bat in the inning with Trey McCollum. 4 doubles and a home run here in the 7th on Shurman, who had 6 of his first 7 appearances were scoreless. There's a fly to center by McCollum. Mascaro turning around, now backing up, and he makes the catch out there on the track. Trey gave that a ride. And Mascaro out there makes the catch, and that ends the inning. Gauchos in 9 men to the plate. They score 5 times. They now lead 9-0 as we go to the 8th.
Stay energized with Backyard Bowl from Acai Bowls and Smoothies. The toasted
We go to the 8th inning. Tyler Bremner, 7 innings today in his last start at home. Racks up 13 strikeouts, 3 hits, no runs. 1 walk, 1 hit batter for Tyler Bremner. Ties a career high with 13 strikeouts. And now on the season, he has 111 and adds to his career strikeout record total. So what, 282 plus 13, that's 295 strikeouts in the career of Tyler Bremner as he gives the ball to Raymond Olivas. But
I'm going to stay on my bandwagon in that is 74 strikeouts. 74 strikeouts in 43 and a third innings.
yeah, in his last 43 and a third is very impressive.
14
Double-digit strikeouts in 6 of his last 7 outings. In line for the win, Raymond Olivas takes over and will face Alvarez, Leroy, and Johnson here for Bakersfield. Olivas, 18th appearance, 101 record, 3.97 ERA, 1 save, 22 2/3 innings, 27 strikeouts, 7 walks. Have the count 0-2, and
shoe tying time.
Jonathan Mendez needs to tie his shoe at second base. Noah Alvarez 0 for 2. Struck out and popped out against Brem. So Ray misses up and away. 92 miles an hour.
Miles an hour on the change.
Ray, the true freshman from Stockton, has had some really great outings out of the pen for the Gauchos this year. And he gets strike 3 called right there as he paints the edge to get Alvarez.
Yeah, he has. I mean, he's come up big in big times. You know, he's hit a couple rough spots, but he gave the Gauchos some quality innings early on in particular. New hitter, Jared Buhanda.
I believe that is
Yes.
family member, Jared Buhanda. She's got the numbers and the jersey as well. Number 33, Jared Buhanda pinch hitting here against Olivas, who drops a changeup in there for a strike.
244 on the season for Buhanda. This is 32nd appearance.
Swings away, pops it up. Foul ground, Esker clearing everybody out. On the turf, makes the catch. Jared Buhanda McConnell pops out, and that's out number 2. Good work by Esker. He was all over that quickly. Back to the top of the order, Tyrese Johnson. Takes a strike. You know, Olivas, he was tagged for 3 runs in his outing against LMU last weekend, but 2 weeks before that, or a week before that, against Cal State Fullerton, he secured the 4-3 win on Saturday. Picked up the save Retired all 4 batters that he faced in that 4-3 win. Pitched out of trouble in the 8th inning. Turned out to be a critical win after Fullerton stole one on Friday night. There's a half swing and it's strike 3 called. Olivas gets Johnson and gets a pair of strikeouts here in the 8th. 1, 2, 3 go the Roadrunners. It's all Gauchos here tonight. They lead it 9-0 as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. New pitcher on the hill for CSUB, Jeremy Jones, the right-hander, takes over after Jeter Shurman in the 7th inning allowed 6 hits and 5 runs. 4th pitcher used by Coach Banfield. As he turns to Jones, a redshirt sophomore from Chandler, Arizona.
Yeah, he was their opening day starter. Against Lamar.
So tough go of things. 7th appearance, 9 innings, 13 hits, 16 runs, 13 of them earned, 14 walks and 10 strikeouts for Jeremy Jones, who has the 8th inning here. Jack Holman will lead off for the 3rd straight time. Led off the 5th, led off the 7th, and will lead off here in the 8th. Numbers on Jones.
Well, if you're the opening day starter, you clearly earned that role at some point, so there's something there.
First baseman, number 29, Jack.
But he just has not been able to get it clicking.
First pitch to Holman, misses in.
92.
Runners again with the shift on, and this is hit hard into the shift in the outfield grass. That's the second base or the shortstop, Pelayo, and the throw is wide of first there for Dobson, trying to keep his foot on the base. And Pelayo in the shift with that awkward angle out there.
Yeah, probably going to be an error, even though it was, I mean, it was right to him. See what how that scored.
Number 41.
2 options, and that is an error.
Yep, E6.
Yeah, the drop and then the throw. That was a rush throw. I mean, you can understand that a little bit, but either way, I think an error is the correct call on that one. Second error of the day for Pelayo.
Here's Kim, 2 for 3. Couple of singles, a walk, and a strikeout. Takes slider for a strike. 1-1. Jones to the plate, and this is in the air. Shallow left. Coming on is Bennett, and he's there for out number 1.
I could watch Bennett run all night. He's got a nice little gait about him, besides being fast.
Yeah, he covers some ground out there and left. As Bennett had the diving catch earlier. We saw him.
Number 12.
No, that was Johnson who came in and made that catch yesterday.
Yeah.
From a long ways away. This one down here is Vargas. He singled up the middle, drove in a run his last time, takes in the dirt.
And Dobson made a nice play on a foul ball down the line. Well down the line towards the bullpen yesterday. Outstanding play. So they've made a couple of nice plays, but not enough of the routine plays.
Now Vargas bunts.
Interesting.
Third base line. It's going to be an infield single. Jones off the mound. Certainly unexpected there with Vargas as he lays it down and takes his hit.
Unexpected because he's a catcher, or unexpected because it's 9-0 in the bottom of the 8th?
Well, I think both apply. Coach Fontino lives by the motto of, well, if they're going to give it to you, see if he can take it. Yeah, the drag bunt was certainly there. Second hit of the game for Vargas. There is Mendez, looks at a slider for a strike. Jonathan 2 for 4 on the day.
He's got a good breaking ball. Jones there, another good one right there. I think these Bakersfield arms have that kind of that 12-6, 11-5 breaking ball. We'll see that tomorrow.
Another one of those breaking balls. 1-2 to Mendez. Hits now on the board for UC Santa Barbara.
Yeah, McElinden tomorrow he's got a good down breaking ball. And then he pitches up well as guys with those good 12-6 breaking balls have the ability to pitch up because the ball comes in kind of on that same plane.
A ball and 2 strikes to Jonathan Mendez. Jones to the plate, and here's a bouncer to short. Tricky one there for Pelayo. He goes to second for 1. No throw to first. Fielder's choice for Mendez. 2 outs for Kelly. Runners at the corners. Good job by Pelayo to get the out.
And a good decision not to throw that as well.
Center fielder.
That's second
Number
base.
3, Rowan Kelly.
There's Rowan Kelly, 2 for 4. Single and a double these last 2 innings. Singleton scored in the 6th, RBI double in the 7th. Would have had a 3rd hit if not for Elgin Bennett in left. The diving catch back in the 3rd. 0-1. It's in the dirt. Runners with their leads. Here's the pitch, and Rowan bangs a single to center field. His 3rd hit of the day. Holman scores. Gauchos have double digits. It's 10-0. Have a day, Rowan Kelly,
Yeah,
who
kind
has
of a
3 more hits.
type thing as well. And fastball up out of the zones, gets on top of it, hits the ball hard, 99 miles an hour up the middle. This is a good job of hitting. He is really, really impressed. Me.
I think he's impressed a lot of people.
Yeah.
6 hits in the series now for Kelly.
Menlo Atherton High School, also spent time at Bellarmine Prep. It's the PAL Player of the Year. That makes sense. First team All-State in 2024.
Couple of breaking balls here to Kosciuszko. That one, Coach Jones might have, or Jeremy Jones might have wanted that one to be called a strike. 1-1.
So it says he went to high school at Menlo, but he also has, but the PAL League, that's Peninsula Athletic League. I think Menlo's in that as well. I know that at Bellarmine at least used to be.
Well, Bellarmine's in that league with St. Francis and
Sarah
High School.
Right, isn't that the PAL? Well, maybe I'm thinking the PAL Stadium. I don't know. Either way,
Swing and a miss by Kosciuszko. He's down on strikes. Gauchos add another run, an unearned run here in the 8th on an RBI single by Rowan Kelly. We go to the 9th. All Gauchos here tonight. Turned into a beautiful night here at the ballpark. Clouds have parted. Sun setting on this beautiful setting for baseball. Kevin Cannon, Bob Bronsma. All Gauchos here in this one, 10-0. They've scored 8 runs the last 3 innings. 3 outs to go for CSUB. Scheduled hitters are Zalaika, Pereira, and Dobson. 2, 3, and 4 against Raymond Olivas. Pitched a 1-2-3, 8th inning. Picked up a couple of strikeouts. Gauchos 3 outs away also from securing postseason baseball, clinching their spot in the Big West tournament, which will start next Wednesday.
Well, we knew that was somewhat inevitable coming into this year. They made it, we thought they could be the outright champs, but they've had a battle every step of the way. But still feel that this is a team that has a strong chance of coming out of that thing as the conference champion.
Cody Hendricks, pinch hitter, lead off here in the 2 spot. 199 average for Hendricks, 3 doubles, 15 RBIs. This year for the senior from Coquitlam, British Columbia. Ball on 1 strike. Well, at some point during the season, you said 17 wins would get you into the tournament. Swing and a miss. 1-2. This one would be number 16 for the Gauchos.
Well, that's going to do it. But yeah, I thought they would finish 17-13 when we were talking about this a long time ago, which I said, hey, that's going to do it. Should do it.
1-2. Hit foul.
Hendricks, 15U British Columbia Player of the Year. He also played on the 18U Netherlands national team, so gotta love that. Gotta love the Dutch.
Winds it the other way, a base hit. It's Cody Hendricks. Comes through with a leadoff single here in the 9th.
Yeah, he hit 343 for them as a sophomore, 287 last year, so that's a good looking swing. Get this thing started for CSUB. This is going to be
Brock Pereira.
No, this, I guess it is.
Brock Pereira, 0 for 2. Strikeout, a flyout, and a sacrifice bunt. Takes a strike. It was back in the 4th. It was a 2-run game. Bremner on the hill. It's a walk to Johnson and a single by Zalaika.
Yeah, back-to-back innings. They had the first 2 runners on and had a little something going, but couldn't come through. Hendricks was running there.
Nothing in 2 now to Pereira, and it's pitch out.
Interesting.
As we've seen, Gauchos, they will
I know.
They will defend the stolen base, not holding the runner.
Yep, absolutely.
In the 9th like this.
Pitched out in the 9th inning on games just like this. And it's interesting.
Pop foul at a plate.
Always fighting for outs. That's how it is, and you just don't change the mentality. And that's what you teach your team, right? You're going to fight for 27 outs or however many it takes. Take what they give you.
Hendricks goes, swung on and fouled. I think if you're your checks and DJ. You want that shutout as well.
Sure.
Hendricks goes. It's a pitch out and no throw to second. Hendricks got a huge jump.
Yep, he left it almost like an early steal. And so.
Well, man, give Bakersfield credit. They stuck with it. They wanted that base.
Absolutely. See, here's the thing about it. Normally that would be.
Pereira in the air to center. Hit pretty well. Kelly retreating. He's there and he makes the catch. Tagging from second is Hendricks. He'll go to third.
One of those things where they don't give you credit.
Well, yeah, that's
Catcher's
absolutely a stolen base.
Yeah, absolutely it is. But so that's why Cody's fired up. Go ahead, pitch out. Not going to stop me.
Another pinch hitter coming up. Michael Pollard will hit for Dobson here.
Number 31, Michael Pollard.
I read Pollard's bio yesterday or last night. Doing a little pre-pitching on this game. And interesting story. I'll try to be quick on this. Is his mom was an alternate on the 1984 U.S. Olympic swim team, which is pretty awesome because our swim team.
In the air to right. Back is McCollum. He's got room. He'll make the catch. And tagging from third to come in to score is Hendricks to make it 10-1.
I mean, our swim team, our U.S. Olympic swim team is usually pretty awesome. And in fact, I think
one of the best.
Yeah, I think
year in and year out.
I think that team probably had like Tracy Calkins and Mary Maher. Possibly Dara Torres. Seemed like she's been in almost every Olympics that they've had. But anyway, even be an alternate on that type of thing was pretty amazing. Also on that swim team in '84, UCSB swimmer Richard Schroeder. His son and my son kind of grew up together. Richard Schroeder, an Olympic breaststroker, I believe. And '84 Olympics, they had they used UCSB as a kind of an Olympic village because they had rowing at Lake Casitas. The 1984 Olympic trivia there for you.
So the LA Olympics in '84
had rowing at
Lake Casitas.
Not at Lake Cachuma, but Lake Casitas.
Cool. I didn't know that. This is ripped fair down into the right field corner. Long run for McCollum, but it's gonna stay in play. Mascara all the way to third with a 2-out triple. So you can hit it down there. It won't cross the line. There's an out of play line down in that right field corner. And for Mascaro, it stayed in play, which allowed him to get the extra 90. First triple of the year for Nick Mascaro. Second hit of the inning. But here's Elgin Bennett. Swings away, grounds it to short. Nunez on the backhand, and he throws to first, and that's the ball game. Gauchos defeat CSUB here 10-1. They have won the first 2 games of the series. They've won 7 games in a row, and they will be in the Big West tournament next week in the play-in game. That is for certain, as they put up 16 hits to go at their 10 runs. Tyler Bremner with 7 shutout innings, 13 strikeouts. He gets the win to go to 5-4. His 21st career win. 1 run, 5 hits, 2 errors for CSUB. The loss goes to Ryan King, who went 5 1/3, allowed 7 hits and 4 runs. But Gauchos poured it on late. Scored 5 runs in that Esker with a 2-run opposite field home run. They had 4 doubles in the inning as well. Jonathan Mendez also left the yard for UCSB, who comes through with a comfortable win here today in the end, 10-1, and will play in the Big West tournament next week.
Yeah, I don't want to say a foregone conclusion because they had to fight tooth and nail to get there. But all you have to do is get there. And once you get there, you got a fighter's chance. And the Gauchos have some knockout punches in them a little bit with their pitching staff. So congratulations to the Gauchos, not only on winning this, but qualifying for the tournament. That means you don't have to stay up and watch that game tonight if you don't want to, but in Hawaii. But look forward to following the Big West tournament, but we'll finish this off tomorrow with Senior Day. Send off these seniors in good fashion.
Senior Day tomorrow, first pitch at 1 o'clock. Ceremonies will be at 12:40. 6 seniors will be honored for the Gauchos tomorrow. Latre McCollum, Elliot Gallegos, Hayden Hattenbach, Jack Holman, Isaac Kim, and Reese Calvin will all be honored before the game. Let's see, Irvine trailing Fullerton 2-0, top of the 6th. And that San Diego, Hawaii game will take place at 9:35. Cal Poly has the lead, CSUN has the lead, and Oregon State leading Long Beach State 8-0, middle of the 6th. And also, women's softball, they will take on the loser of San Diego State and Arizona State in a loser's bracket game tomorrow as well. So that's what's on tap. That'll do it for us here at Cesar Wasaka Stadium. For our director, Danny Spamman, our engineer, Eddie Spamman, my partner, Bob Bronsmith, Jerry Fall, Fall Productions, our athletic director, Kelly Barsky, Tom Hastings, Andrew Checketts, and the rest of the Gauchos. My name's Kevin Cannon, signing off from Cesar Wasaka Stadium. Gauchos win it 10-1. They won the first 2 games of the series. They got a 7-game winning streak. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and are archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of the Big West Conference and ESPN. We'll talk to you tomorrow afternoon. Good night.